So to talk a little bit about my job hunting opportunities here, as Christina said, I kind of hit the ground running. When I left college, I really needed to get out in the work world, so I spent an aggressive 1 month on the market. And at the time, this was about a year ago, as I was sitting in the seat kind of listening to students the grads last year. And of course, at the time that I graduated, it was very important for me that I went out and started very aggressively. So the first thing I want to say is when you guys go out there, make sure you have a great resume. Sell yourself, guys. It's very important for you to build a killer resume. When you look at your different organizations and how you're doing your job search, take an advantage to showcase your skills. Your knowledge, skills, and abilities, or KSAOs as they like to call them, are what these companies are looking for. They know you guys are students, they know you're graduated, they're gonna ask for your transcripts. Make sure you leverage from what you really know. Your skills and what you can bring to the table are what are gonna reward you with these jobs, and it's what these companies are looking for. Get on there, post, send, and repeat. I'm recommending Monster because that's one of the sites that I use. Go on LinkedIn, go on different ways. I spent 1 month and I attended 6 job interviews, and I had 3 recruiters contact me from doing this. So I was very aggressive in my time when I was going. And of course, one of the things that I always recommend is look for clues. Just because the job is posting doesn't mean it's a good job. There's a lot of, in our industry, there is a ton of companies out there that are gonna take you down the wrong road. And there are companies that are gonna maybe take advantage of you and ask you to work for commission without giving you any kind of money. And these are things that you have to pick up on. You know, I worked 5 years strictly on commission. I didn't have a salary, I didn't have an hourly wage. I did very well. I probably made more money than I did now. But of course, it was a very unique opportunity for me to see what it's like to live on the grind and know that once I graduated from Humber, I did not want to go back to that. I wanted something a little more concrete with benefits and everything. So take an advantage, look for good job specs, guys. If a company doesn't have a good job spec, it tells you a lot. Tells you a lot about the company. And it's some of the things I like to recommend is social media. Part of my dig when I was researching company is social media, because social media forces a company to be very transparent. And that is something that you can see through user-generated feedback, and of course, all sorts of different things that social media offers, from LinkedIn to all their different profiles that you can stream through across the net. Sell yourself, guys. Don't hesitate to get a hold of the person that you think you're gonna be seeing when you go for an interview. Try and call them up, make a contact. Of course, try and sell yourself a little bit. Ask some questions about the company, ask some questions about the role, and then of course try and get your foot in the door and make a friend, because whether it's the administrative assistant or the HR person or potentially the actual manager that's going to be sitting there in front of you, it's a great opportunity for you to, of course, just get in there and take that opportunity. Of course, I put a couple of companies that I attended interviews for, and some that I had offers for, of course, but I had a great opportunity to join this company, which of course I will be talking to you a little bit about, and that is Rich Media. So, tell you a little bit about Rich Media. We are a creative agency. We've been in business for over 17 years. Now, we've been creating interactive, wireless, and digital media for many top brands since basically the dawn of the internet. But some of the different things that we have done are things like websites and intranet solutions. So companies will come to us and say, well, we want to build a microsite. We're looking to sell more TFSA accounts, or we're looking to sell more RRSP accounts. And they'll come to us with that concept, and we'll come back with different ideas, maybe for a website, maybe for tools, calculators, or demos. We do a ton of work in the financial industry. That's our biggest customer base. So a lot of people that I've heard, they completely blacklist the account management role. Why? Because they think it's just sales. But that's very, very much not the case. I'd tell you that my job is probably about 15 to 20% sales at its very most. And the reason why I say that is because my job is really to manage communications, manage the client voice internally and externally. We have project managers that handle the project teams. We have account managers like myself who basically manage the client voice. We attend meetings, we attend creative sessions, brainstorming sessions, we come back, we create proposals, we get the idea, the direction, which might come in an RFP or an RFQ, and of course we generate a creative proposal and a direction and come back with that. Once budgets get approved, business cases get booked and planned and approved, what we're able to do from that stage is, of course, manage project deliverables. In development, we have different stages of development where you'll come back with designs, get designs approved, then you'll launch an alpha, give them an opportunity, and of course, then you'll have your beta and then your final releases. And often the unique thing about this is a very long sales cycle. It's not the same as going in a short term of frame and kind of getting a deal, 1, 2, 3, boom, goodbye, I never see you again. Our job is about relationship building. They're very long-term sales cycles. I have negotiations that go for months and months and months. I have different opportunities, so it's very tiring. Sometimes it's very, you're playing the waiting game a lot of the time when you have a proposal out there and you don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes we've had proposals come back after 3 years and they finally say, okay, we finally want to move forward with this. Can you honor that same price? The reason why I got hired was because of how I came into the interview, how I addressed myself. Guys, again, build that resume, make it showcase your skills. And when you come in, don't talk about everything that you've done in school. Tell them about what you can bring to the table, right? Make sure that they know, well, you were in sales before. What did you do in sales? What did you do? What can you do for me now? These are all things they want to hear because they're going to direct you. Oh, I see you did some social media. Can you tell me how that's going to help us? Because one thing that we hear a lot of is, well, I know social media. Well, what do you do? Well, I'm really good with Facebook and Twitter. Doesn't paint a rosy picture for somebody who's sitting there trying to give you a job, right? They want to hear, well, I've worked on Facebook and Twitter campaigns, and this is what I was able to accomplish with that. Or this is what I could do for your company or your clients. So these are the things you want to talk about, right? These are the kind of things. Put direction, put perspective. There's no reason, when you go on the same playing field, when you walk into an interview, it doesn't matter how educated you are, if you spent 10 years in school or if you spent 2 years in school. The reality of this is that once you go out there, and one of the big questions I normally would ask is how many of us are going to go directly into the market and work, and how many of us are going to continue in education after they leave here. And the reality is my choice was potentially to go get some more work, but I decided to take the 1 month on the market and see what I'd get offered first. And of course, when you get offered a couple of different jobs and you realize this one's probably a good opportunity to take advantage of, just accept it, and this is where I'm at now.